Your child has begun to lie, and all of a sudden you feel like a lawyer cross-examining someone on a stand. Hi, I'm Dr. Mona, a board-certified pediatrician, parenting educator, and mom myself, and lying is very, very common in childhood, especially in kids over 3.5, and I've been there too. I have a 4.5-year-old, so let's discuss lying, why kids lie, how to approach it, and what not to do when they lie. Before we get into what to do, it's important to understand why they lie. And if you follow any of my content, I love to explain the why, because if we understand the why of child development and health, we can better know how to approach these situations. And in a way, celebrate their brains learning the skill while we guide them to a path of honesty. Lying is common after the age of 3.5 or 4 and can seem very prominent at this stage. One of the biggest reasons it can develop at this age is the developing brain is very into imagination and fantasy. Sometimes they might blur between reality and fantasy, leading them to tell stories or embellish real truth or extrapolate actual real situations. Like my son, who told me one day that his friend went in an ambulance from school. And when I texted her mom to check in, she said, "That didn't happen." When I dug a little deeper, I found out that she just got hurt on the playground, but didn't actually have to leave. But he associated anyone getting hurt going to my husband's hospital because my husband is an ER doctor and takes care of injured people. So my son assumed that his friend would go there too, even if that didn't happen. Cue a fabrication, if you will. Another reason is testing boundaries. Once you've gotten good at boundary setting, children are learning about social rules and boundaries and may up the ante and lie to see if they can avoid boundaries this way. They might experiment with lying to see what happens or to gauge how their behavior affects others. Commonly, they may lie to avoid consequences. A child might lie to avoid getting in trouble or to escape a situation they find uncomfortable. If they fear punishment or disapproval, they might say what they think will keep them out of trouble. On the flip side, they also may lie for approval. They want to impress you and make you feel good, and sometimes they may lie if they feel that this will gain your approval. Children are also the great mimicker. They might imitate what they see around them, and if they observe adults or older children lying, they might mimic this behavior without understanding fully what is happening. They also may lie to seem more exciting or want something to be true, and this can be common in older children. They also may lie to protect their feelings or protect themselves from insecurity. Children might lie to protect their own feelings or the feelings of others. For example, if they think the truth might hurt someone, they might choose to lie instead. Sometimes children lie because they're feeling insecure or unsure of themselves. They might lie to make themselves seem better or more capable than they feel that they are. And a very common reason, lack of understanding. At this age, children are still developing their understanding of truth and falsehood. They might not fully grasp the difference between reality and what they are saying, and it's their way of learning how to communicate and also learning how the world works. Understanding that lying at this age is often more about development, especially that cognitive development and experimentation than malicious intent, can really help in guiding your child towards honesty in a supportive and constructive way. So how do you approach this lying stage and the fact that lying is something that will happen in their life? A study published in the journal Nature in 2014 found that people lie frequently in their everyday interactions. The research showed that the average person lies about 1 to 2 times per day. Research by psychologist Robert Feldman found that people lie about 30% of the time during conversations, with the most common types of lies being white lies, exaggerations, and lies of omission. So lying is part of our life, but there are such things as positive versus negative lies. It's important children understand the difference between lies meant to protect someone's feelings and those that might be harmful. For example, lying to avoid hurting a friend's feelings might be seen as kinder, while lying to get out of trouble might be seen as dishonest. But our goal is to create safety where they feel comfortable being honest, and that honesty will not lead to shame. When approaching lying in general, here are some steps to remember. Stay calm and non-judgmental. Like I said at the beginning, it's easy to become a lawyer and cross-examine your child, but this can seem scary and shameful to them. Respond calmly and avoid reacting with anger or frustration when you discover the lie. A non-judgmental tone helps create an environment where the child feels safe to tell the truth. Instead of saying, "Why did you lie?" try asking, "Can you help me understand what happened?" Or instead of saying, "Don't lie," say, "That doesn't sound right to me. Can you be honest?" Or, "What you're saying doesn't match what I saw. Are you being truthful?" Next, understand the motivation behind the lying. Going back to the reasons that the child might lie, it's important to know what the root cause may be so we can approach that. Ask open ended questions to get to the root of the issue, such as, what were you hoping would happen by not telling the truth? Or, you're telling me one thing, but I see the truth to be something else. You're always safe here to tell the truth. What were you worried would happen if you told the truth? To uncover any fears or concerns behind telling a lie. Instead of directly accusing your child of lying, which might make them defensive, you can use questions and statements that encourage honesty and open dialogue. When you first discover the lie, I noticed that seems a bit different from what you told me. Can you help me understand what really happened? This opens up a dialogue without shame or blame. If they are afraid of consequences, I want you to know that it's okay to tell the truth, even if you're worried about getting in trouble. Let's talk about what's going on and how we can solve it together. This reassures them that telling the truth will not lead to severe punishment and invites collaboration and curbs lying since they know that you're a safe space. If they're testing boundaries, it looks like you are trying to see how I would react. It's important for us to be honest with each other so that we can work through any issues together. This helps the child understand the boundaries of honesty and the importance of trust. Here are some other phrases that can help. It's important for us to be honest with each other. Can you tell me what really happened? This emphasizes the value of honesty and reinforces your expectation. I'm having trouble understanding your side of the story. Can you explain it to me? This shows that you're interested in their perspective and encourages them to be truthful. I know that sometimes it's hard to tell the truth, but we need to be honest with each other. Can we talk about what really happened? Acknowledges the difficulty of honesty and opens the door for a truthful conversation. Going back to more strategies, when discussing lying, discuss the impact of lying and offer real life examples, perhaps related to you or your partner so they know that you're relatable and that they're not alone. Explain how honesty is important and that being honest will always mean that they're safe with you. When thinking about positive reinforcement in kids and as it applies to lying, in order to drive the positive behaviors you want, reinforce non-lying behavior or truthful behavior. Offer verbal praise and recognize their honest behavior even in moments when they were not being honest initially and admitted the truth. I really appreciate that you told me the truth about what happened. Next, model honesty. Be a role model for this. Be truthful in your conversations with your partner. Don't sneak things with your kids or your family. For example, my mom used to like to sneak cookies to Ryan, our son, like it was a secret thing, and I discussed with her that we don't need to be sneaky and lie and can have cookies with the meal without hiding it. And if anybody is sneaking cookies, I make it a point to say, hey, cookies can happen, but we don't need to be sneaky about it. And very important, create a safe environment for truth telling. Make it clear that telling the truth is safe and will not lead to harsh punishment. Ensure your child knows that they can speak up without fear of extreme consequences. Reassure your child that you value their honesty and that mistakes are part of learning. Encourage open communication by listening actively and empathetically. When approaching lying, it's important to not become that lawyer, cross-examining your child by interrogating them. Well, you didn't say that. That's not the truth. That can seem scary and can make them not feel safe to be truthful in the future. By employing these strategies, you can address lying in a way that promotes honesty, builds trust, while also teaching valuable lessons about integrity and responsibility. Now let's get into some submitted questions by our community, where I'll provide some additional tips and scripts as needed. Remember to follow me at PedsDocTalk on Instagram and subscribe to my newsletter, as I will be putting up forms to allow this community to submit questions for various topics that I will address on the show. Amanda wrote in about her 5-year-old. My daughter lies pretty often about hand washing after using the toilet, but this one takes the cake. I went in the bathroom and noticed that there was pee in our garbage can. We keep white trash bags in there, so it was clearly pee and could not be anything else. I went to my husband and said, I'm pretty sure she peed in the bathroom garbage. We were not mad, but just baffled. I asked her, sweetie, did you pee in the garbage? She was adamant that she did not. She even blamed it on our cat. I probably should have let it go sooner than I did. My husband and I asked multiple times, assured her she was not in trouble. We did get mad when she blamed our cat for it. Eventually she said, okay, it was me, I did it. It turned out she got her pants down but didn't have enough time to climb on the toilet, so she just sat on the garbage. We told her that was really quick thinking and good problem solving. So of course it's human nature to get upset, but I'm happy you celebrated her quick thinking and good problem solving so you can focus on some positive characteristics she has and the positive things she did. Problem solve after relating. I see. Yeah, it can be so tricky when you have to pee and you don't have enough time. Maybe next time you can go sooner, or if you need help, call me. This promotes problem solving so they don't get stuck in a lie because they're feeling embarrassed. When emphasizing the importance of honesty, say something like, "Honesty is really important to us as a family because it helps us trust each other. Why did you feel that you couldn't be honest with us about what happened?" This reinforces honesty, and trust is the foundation of your family. When encouraging future honesty, "I'm glad you felt comfortable telling us the truth. Next time, remember that it's always better to be honest, and we will always figure out tricky situations together." This encourages truthfulness, but also shows collaboration in situations that they feel worried that they may get in trouble. When reflecting on the situation or debriefing, "I know you felt you couldn't be honest, but what can you do or say next time?" This keeps lines of communication open of honesty and truth. Caitlin wrote in about her 3-year-old. "I said no more watching Bluey, to which my 3-year-old responded by walking across the room and telling Dad that Mom said it's okay to watch more TV. Also, Dad heard me say no. Dad responded with a touch of shame in his voice, and I simply reiterated, we can't watch more TV and it's not okay to lie. I have a hard time describing lying and why it's not okay to a 3-year-old. How are they to comprehend something like this?" Man, kids are smart, including your 3-year-old. You're right that using the word lying to a 3-year-old will go right over their head, so we have to use scenarios and explanations. Lying means saying something that isn't true. For example, if you said, "Mommy said it was okay to watch Bluey," when I didn't. It's also not unusual for this to happen as they test boundaries. Kids are really smart, like your kid. And sometimes they will pit caregivers against each other to see if we will realize, but we're smarter. Have a united front with you and your partner on what the boundary is and approach the lying with curiosity, but also holding the boundary. "I see you want to watch TV, but Mom and I both said no." Also, talk about honesty. Remember when we talked about being honest? Telling the truth means saying what really happened. And praise truth telling so they understand the concept. If you catch her telling the truth about something else, "Thank you for being honest. I really appreciate that." This reinforces positive behavior. Megan wrote in about her 4-year-old. "After my daughter uses the bathroom, I asked, 'Did you wash your hands?' And she said yes. I asked if she used soap. She said yes. Meanwhile, didn't hear tap running and realized the soap isn't within her reach." This is the investigative, journalism or lawyer that I'm talking about. "I asked to smell her hands to see if she used soap. I explained that it's okay to forget, but not okay to lie." Love it. And also, are you in my house? Because my son recently started doing this too. An appropriate way to clarify without accusation: "Can you show me how you washed your hands?" This allows them to explain their actions without directly accusing them of lying. And it may actually prompt them to be like, "Well, fine, I didn't." Reminding them of the boundary. "It's really important we wash our hands to keep them clean and keep ourselves healthy. Can you show me what you did so we can make sure they're really clean?" Or, "Washing hands is really important to stay healthy. Let's go wash our hands together." It's always good to double check. Rather than saying, "You're lying," you can also encourage honesty. "I know you went to the bathroom, but I didn't hear the water and your hands don't have soap. If you didn't wash your hands this time, that's okay to be honest with me. Let's just make sure we do it now and remember for next time." Or, "We can't eat until they're washed. Let's do it again. I can come with you if you like." By doing this, you are stating what you saw, trying to be honest with them, and showing that collaboration and curiosity is how you are going to approach these situations versus accusation. And our last one, an anonymous member from our community wrote in about her 4.5-year-old and 3-year-old. "My son said he broke something brand new when it was actually his little brother who broke it. The nanny told us the next day that it was his little brother who broke it, and when we asked him why, he said it was him. He just shrugged. We explained that we should always tell the truth, even if it means telling on your little brother, when we asked the question." I love how you handled this. Your older son is telling a white lie, which in a way is a positive lie, to protect his little brother. That is super sweet, but you're right. We want to teach about honesty and accountability here. And in this case, not ratting out his brother, but not also taking the blame for something he didn't do. If they lie to protect someone else, you can say, "I understand you wanted to protect your brother, but it's important for us to be honest. Even if your brother broke it, we would figure out what to do." This can validate their intention, but stresses the importance of honesty and reminds your child that not only is his sibling safe when he does something, but he is too. That honesty is important. And a side note on white lies, we can teach our children about white lies in general. Maybe your son has seen this positive example from you, your partner, or at school. For example, if a friend's artwork isn't great, it's okay to be honest but suggest ways to improve in a supportive way. As a parent, model behavior. If you choose to tell a white lie, explain why you made that decision and how you weighed the potential outcomes. And this is especially useful as your child gets older and you're teaching about lying in general. When it comes to lying, we have to approach the conversation with less judgment and more trust and curiosity in order to build more trust and honesty for the future. Rather than punishing your child for lying, attempt to have these open discussions where you can discuss lying, state what you see as the truth and how that might differ from what they're saying, and teach them the consequences of lying. Explain that being honest is important to your family and that you will be honest to them as well, and expect that in return. If the lying continues for a specified thing, you can consider loss of privileges by setting clear expectations. I know you can learn how to be truthful, and that is important to our family. So right now, you can't do X, Y, and Z, and we can try again next time. If your child is getting into a cycle of dishonesty, it's important to really dig deep and see if there's an issue with trust, respect, and connection between you and them. These 3 things are the foundation of a grown-up child relationship, and for more on that, make sure to listen to my podcast episode, The 3 Things Every Child Needs from the Grown-ups in Their Life. As we navigate these complexities of parenting, it's crucial to remember that our children's honesty is not a black and white issue, but a journey filled with many nuances. When we approach situations where our kids lie with compassion rather than judgment, we create a safe space for them to learn and grow. By fostering an environment where mistakes are met with empathy and support, we help our children build trust, learn from their experiences, and develop a stronger sense of integrity and honesty. Thanks for tuning in. If you love this conversation, make sure to hit that thumbs up sign, share this episode on your social media channels, and subscribe to this channel to stay up to date on all future episodes and our weekly educational videos. Have questions or comments? Make sure to comment below, and I'll see you all next time. Stay well, stay loved, and keep on shining.